storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
I think we're going to get to a point where like all the religions are gone and it's just kind of like a one religion, like one.
Wait, have peace?
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you why. I have a PhD in metaphysics. I got that over 20 years after I got a master's degree, okay? Part of the degree studies was on the Bible because metaphysics is a combination of spirituality and psychology, which is why I can zoom into a person and rip them apart and put them together. One of the books, I can't remember, talked about the 3,200 plus religions on the planet. So over 3,200, we only hear about a dozen, right? But when you take away all of the rules and laws and scripture and the this and the that, I'm not real big on the reborn because it's brainwashing. Religion is man-made.
Yes.
Spirituality just is. Your soul just is. The stars just are. The butterflies are. The people we connect with are. No one's telling me, a Jewish girl from the valley, to hang out with a guy who's black who could be my grandson. That I connect with you. You're a human being whose soul is totally opposite, lifestyle is totally opposite, but I get you, right? So where does religion come in part of this? It doesn't. I'm not racist. I don't have the biases. There's a connection. When we talk Black Lives Matter, look what's happening with all the Jews in Israel, and the anti-Semitism is back. My mom's family, my grandmother, all 11 brothers and sisters and parents were killed in the camps. And there's like a recycling of that fear of anti-Semitism again. Okay. So we see culture, we see race, we see religion, and it's always Israel and the Palestinians, or the blacks and the Jews, or the Latinos, and now it's the Asians. Somebody's always picked on.
Yeah.
But Storm, I have a watch on my left wrist. If I took a knife and you took a knife, we both bleed red blood.
We do.
Right?
We do. It is what it is.
Religion and fanatics and right-wing thinkers versus left-wing. I don't go either way on the left or the right. There's things I don't like on both sides. Right. My voice isn't loud enough. Even though it were, I don't have power. You don't have any power. Mm-hmm. Okay. I just teach people, make your own life your religion, because this is a warrior planet. Earth, astrologically, is a fighter. So, talk about astrology, the different signs within ourselves that make us compatible. We'll get to that in a moment because I think your listeners will understand. But you can Google Los Angeles or Athens or Paris or Atlanta or Anchorage, and every place has an astrological attachment to the longitude and latitude, which a lot of times the diehard astrologers will say, you don't belong in LA, you belong in Anchorage because of your chart. Okay. Just like with a soulmate, where do you fit?
Makes
Girl
sense.
From Tampa, Florida, she's never been comfortable, can't get comfortable, keeps moving and moving and moving. I said, you don't belong in Tampa. It's all so detailed and complex, but there's so many ways to make it simple if you just learn to get in the flow.
Gotcha.
We can't change the wars. We can't see religion going away. What has changed is more people are becoming spiritual than going to church or believing in a certain religious dogma of brainwashing. When it comes to scripture or talking about God, faith, harmony, helping each other, that's one thing. But to say yes or no, you can't sleep with this, gay or straight is wrong. It used to be you couldn't eat fish on Fridays, or you only had to eat fish on Friday if you're a Catholic, and then another one wanted a divorce, so they started Lutheran or Protestant. I mean, everybody changed the rules to make it fit.
Yes.
Religion can brainwash, make you guilty, scared, fearful. And then I come along and try to diffuse all that, because spirituality is like the butterfly. It just is.
It just is. And then you're going to get a lot of pushback, because now I like what you're questioning everything I've been taught. You know what I mean? So it's I definitely get that.
When I became spiritual, it was totally against the Jewish upbringing. Totally, it was frightening. Like, well, I hadn't really been exposed to another opinion.
Yeah.
But when you start to grow and you realize mom and dad are great or they're not, and there's another opinion, or you can go to a different doctor, or there's a different dentist, or you don't have to wear blue all the time. It's okay to find you.
It is. It really is. And for some reason with me, like I interview different people from all walks of life.
Yeah, you do.
And people are like, well, why are you talking to that person? Well, oh my God, you're the devil now. And I'm like, we're just having a conversation. Can we why?
That's
what is
the judgment and the fear of somebody's belief? Like, why am I friends with somebody who could be a grandson? Because I connect. It's the feeling. It's the soul. There's a past life. There's ideas that make sense that a lot of people don't understand.
True.
It doesn't matter your age or color or religion when there's a bond. So when you're spiritually connected, not religiously, because I was brought up, you're only going to marry a Jew. In high school, I found an Italian guy, and I put a Steen at the end of his name. My parents knew, but I had to tell them, right? You're believing one thing, but you go in a different direction. It's if people like you and me could run the world, no, there wouldn't be the political, racist, wars, divisions, drive-by shootings. I told you about the 6-year-old kid that got killed on his first day, on his way to kindergarten, the first day of kindergarten.
Yeah, you told me that yesterday. Yeah.
Some whacked out guy on meth shot into a drive-by car. Mother was driving her 6-year-old kid to his first day of kindergarten. Buried him. It's wacko. It's scary. Lockdown was scary. Isolation is scary. Is it the one world order? Is it the Illuminati? Is it population control? Are the vaccines really safe? I mean, we could go on and on and on and on and on, and that's not what this show is about. We're going to go back to love, which is defined as life openly and vigorously expressed. L-O-V-E, right? Yes. We're expressing ourselves. Ill, I lack love. Think about it. So someone's diabetic. What does the pancreas do? Overshoots
insulin, right?
Insulin, because they lack sweetness in their life.
Okay.
So you have to have more insulin to bring in the sugar. Heart attack. I have a client who's a cardiology professor at a medical school in Florida who comes to me for help. And she got stuck on a heart disease presentation for second-year med students. I said, take it out of physiology. Never mind the chambers and the ventricles and the arteries. Talk about the heart being the center of love and let the students see they're dealing with love. So if someone had a heart attack or needs a replacement or a bypass, they hurt so much their heart stopped working properly because they didn't have enough love. Gotcha. She turned it all around. She sent me the whole proposal. It was brilliant.
Because sometimes you have to look at things from the spiritual side, not just what. Of course,
you put it all together, right?
Yeah, or even like if a wife dies and then a husband dies of a broken heart, all of that is a real thing.
It is. Sometimes you see spouses go within months of each other, weeks of each other, days of each other. Or my dad had to have this other woman. They're on 11 or 12 years now. My mom's gone 12 years, so he's been with this woman 11 years. But there was more karma. And I kept saying, you can't leave until I get married. He goes, well, just stay single. Because the longer I'm single, the longer he can live. So we joke about it. And now I'm going to call him Moses because he's 92. He keeps going. Moses was 120. But you joke and you keep it going, right?
Yes.
But everybody has a journey. Everybody has a path. Everybody has a destiny. And we have to find the flow without as many bumps or obstacles or going in the wrong relationship because you got to be married. No, not to the wrong person just because. Let it happen.
And even with me, what the lesson I've learned this week is to not make my life chaotic on purpose. It's like, you know what? My flow is working. I'm going to stay with my flow.
Yeah, don't upset the apple cart. And sometimes it's boring and sometimes it's quiet and we're used to the noise and the chaos and the juggling. Then it's peaceful. That's called serenity. Or when I tell someone to lighten up, they don't get it. And I say, well, let go of this or throw that away or discard this or don't go back. That's why it's called enlightenment. You're lightening the load. You're lightening up. And then, it's hard to teach the theory until they live it. We're all that way. But the more we feed, like when you're helping people with a business idea or a YouTube idea, they don't get most of what you're saying. It's too big. Until they buy the lamp and get the camera and get the feed and get the account and get their format. One person may want to talk about cars when really their passion should be books. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I've literally had people sit there and say, okay, what's the best way to make money on YouTube? What should I talk about? And I'm like, no, what do you want to talk about?
They don't understand that, Storm.
They don't.
Just like, no, they need to have that guy. I really like this guy. I said, but he may not be interested in you. Or the other ones are like, well, there's this guy at work. How does he feel about me? I said, I'm not even sure he's aware of you. Right? So then I got to teach them how to maybe be flirtatious, change your clothes, kind of go by his desk, drop a hint. Is he involved? I mean, you can't just walk up and say, God, I can't stop obsessing on you. You're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I know you're my soulmate. It doesn't work that way.
Or maybe he's just not meant for you.
Hello. There's also, I can't always say that nicely. I will if I really know it, but.
It's Storm Show. It's Storm Show.